welcome to the ACY Spaces. For anybody not aware, all of our spaces are recorded and posted onto our YouTube, or you can just scroll through our previous tweets of our spaces. You'll find the previous recordings there. Always a little bit of knowledge outside of just ACYC scattered between the spaces. So would suggest listening into 1.5, 2x speed unless I'm talking, because sometimes I talk into it.
Yeah, and we generally have the spaces uploaded to YouTube within 24 hours of the spaces here, and they will still be available on Twitter as always. So I guess all of you people are listening here, so already I guess it applies if you maybe have to stop listening at some point before we're done.
Cool. So let's just kick off with our agenda. We'll talk a few things, ACYC design, reports, and things of that nature. Then we'll get into our market and larger plans. From week to week, sometimes we have big updates, sometimes we don't. This week, it's basically just following the plan that we've laid out in the last ones. So right now we have our dashboard being redesigned and back-end updates are still in progress. So yeah, we had to flesh out our back-end core and rebuild it for accuracy so that everything matches in terms of our balances and things of that nature. And then we have our monthly aggregated performance report being built right now. So that's basically just a detailed report of how we did last month, profit losses, things of that nature in terms of the NFT side, the flipping side, and the farming side. As of right now, our farming stats are unmatched compared to anywhere else, with very profitable month in NFTs as well. But really want to mention the farming aspect because right now, the many other farming as a service providers aren't hitting the ROIs or the APYs that we are, and we're not degen farming either. These are calculated farms. So yeah, super bullish on that. Super bullish on Penny Bags, our master farmer. He's absolutely crushing it on his side with large amounts of liquidity. We brought in Arnold Pornomo. Sorry, we just call him Chef as our Solana NFT trader, and that's going very well. One of the mints that he bought 20x from the initial price. So for the first few days on the job, I think we'll give him a pat on the back and we'll say, you're picking up pretty well, but we can always do better. As far as NFTs go, some life here and there for the most part. As we've been stating for the last few spaces, we're trying to become as liquid as possible. But in doing so, like you can be liquid and illiquid at the same time. So we have about 90 Ethereum in our NFT wallet, but we have a Bored Ape that we just purchased the other week or last week for 90 Ethereum. It's a smoking jacket ape. So we expect to get like 99 Ethereum out of it. We're going to do an over-the-counter deal, profit 9 Ethereum. So that's liquid but illiquid because if we need to, we could instantly sell it for 90 Ethereum for the price that we paid. But it's kind of illiquid because to get the 98 to 100 Ethereum we want right now will take some time because we're trying to do it for the counter, of course. And we also have an Azuki. It's not a floor Azuki. It's like 25 Ethereum evaluation, so we're still trying to get that off. But if push comes to shove, like we've always said, we will sell for break even. We bought both of them much lower than we could sell them for right now. Sweet. Bagger, do you want to touch on any of the things that I just covered or the next little
Yeah.
note?
Yeah, I mean, as we mentioned before, the NFT market, it's kind of shaky right now. There's still obviously opportunities. We have our larger purchases like the Bored Ape. If you were following the Atlas wallet as well, you'll have noticed we've hit on some good mints. I think it was yesterday was Sheet Fighter, which was a 0.05 mint. A floor last night reached 0.3, I think, or right around there. So we offloaded a lot of those to cover our initial and are holding, I think, still quite a few. So there's still opportunities to be made here, but we are trying to remain pretty liquid and not sink our hands too deep into anything at this point. So that's where we're at with NFTs. I will say as well, speaking of mints, we do have whitelist raffles going now for ACYC's big reflectors, and those are holders of 200 million or more ACYC. And there is an open whitelist raffle going on right now in our Discord for those holders. And there's also, if you're not a holder of that many tokens, there is now a tweet that we have just made from the ACYC Twitter, giving away 2 whitelist slots for Sneaky Vampire Syndicate. So you can go engage with that tweet for your chance to win, if you are not a big reflector. And that just goes back, we're trying to provide value to our holders through a lot of different ways. And whitelists are one of them. We recently brought on a whitelist guy, and this is that coming to fruition. So yeah, that's what I'd touch on there, Nate.
Cool, sweet. And if it seems like we're rushing through, we aren't actually rushing through, but I think the most important things to talk about are the market, because that is where we'll be focusing our efforts going forward for the next 4 to 5 weeks, maybe 6. And like Bogart said, yeah, we minted 40 of the Sheet Warriors yesterday, or Sheet Fighters, for 2.3 Ethereum. We minted them when there was only like 800 out of 8,000 minted, so we didn't have the extreme gas wars. So I think, yeah, like I said, I think we paid 2.3 Ethereum for 40, and so far we've sold 30 of them for roughly 7 Ethereum, about 6.8 Ethereum profit. Nothing major. With that as well, really want to stress the type of market we're in right now. Say, I don't really want to go into lessons, but we've got millions of dollars in liquidity, or available to us to trade with. But when you hear that you have millions of dollars and you're making 7 Ethereum, it's like, that's not really insane, ROI on your entire stack. But the entire purpose of this type of market right now is to stay afloat. It is not to, if anybody here plays poker, it's not to blow up your roll or blow your roll. You don't want to all in anything. You don't want to, you want to be diverse. And, we made 7 Ethereum there. We made 16 Ethereum on a flip the other day. But between both of those, we have, lost some Ethereum on other trades. And that's okay. Right now, we're just playing the game, playing the market, trying to capture value where we can, trying to make the quick flips and cut losses, because at the end of the day, we have targets that we're aiming for in terms of how we're going to profit bigly, uh, coming up outside of just farming. Cool. So yeah, I think, should we go into market update and maybe announce that we're going to be doing what we're going to be doing on the YouTube page?
Yeah, totally. I think we could give some insight into what we're, seeing in this market right now and how we're positioning ourselves and all of that, what we're looking forward to. I think that'd be good.
Cool. So yeah, we're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing an NFT masterclass on the ACYC YouTube page, or linking it, or partnered. We'll see. Probably just on it, and that'll either be this weekend or Monday or Tuesday next week. It really depends. If Bored Ape decide they want to launch their token this weekend, then we're not going to be doing it, because we're going to be getting ready and stuff of that nature. But yeah, so expect a class coming out. We'll probably, if you haven't spent, a majority of the last 10 months, or even 3 months or 4 months trading actively, then I think you could get some value out of this class. I won't be giving all the sauce, but I'll be giving enough to upgrade anybody, and to, have how to build conviction, and how to find conviction plays, and how to, read sentiment and stuff of that nature, and how to use tools to better your trading. So that's coming out soon. We'll announce the date and time. It'll be YouTube live, but of course it'll be recorded. But as far as how we're going to grow the treasury outside of just farming, we have a couple key events. So if anybody's aware of like bankroll management, you don't need to be flipping every day. You don't need to worry about the 2x that you missed, or the sketchy 50% flip that you didn't take. Just need to be aware of what you're going to do, why you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it. So right now, over the next 5 weeks, we have 3 major opportunities lined up, and the main one is the ape token. So the ape token for Bored Ape Yacht Club launches before the end of Q1 2022. The end of Q1 is April. Oh wait, no, yeah, April. So April is within the next 5.5 weeks or so. So within the next 5.5 weeks, we'll have the ape token launch, and that's not why we're holding the Bored Ape. We're holding the Bored Ape to flip it, but we are trying to be as liquid as can be. So if we don't make any giant plays over the next 5 weeks, that's why we're just waiting for the ape token to launch. And I cannot stress enough how liquid someone should be. And I'm not saying to sell your favorite collections. I'm just saying if you think that you have the ability to buy and hold and sell higher, then you should probably have some liquidity set aside, because this ape token is going to be like none seen before, as long as it's a token that can be traded on Uniswap or any major exchange. If it's just some like alpha pass token or like some airdrop token that you have to trade on OpenSea, it'll be pretty brain dead to trade. Just buy and hold and sell higher. But if it's a token, then we are going to trade the heck out of it, because we saw SOS getting upwards of $300 to $400 million of volume a day. I expect us to see ape token hit billion, if not more than $1 billion a day. And with $1 billion of volume comes extreme volatility. We're talking massive volatility. Probably, I mean, I'm not going to say like not we've never seen before, but within a day there should be multiple opportunities to at least get multiple 30% to 2x to 3x scalps. So we will be as liquid as can be, and we will be, that'll be like playoffs. That'll be us, you know, showing what we're here for. If somebody wants to like go bat to bat with us and see who profits more over a 3 day period trading the ape token, then that'd be a fun competition. But it'll pretty much prove why ACYC is here and why ACYC exists, other than just farming as a service. Because we will be spending, the majority of the days trading the ape token. I feel comfortable sharing our lineup. We've already this is what I mean by it's better to not focus on the short term, not focus on these little scalps, and to plan ahead. So has anybody here thought what they're gonna if you have at least 20 or 30 or 50 Ethereum, have you thought what you're gonna do when ape token launches? I think 2 weeks ago, or not 2 weeks ago, a week ago during the Super Bowl, somebody made a fake Bored Ape Yacht Club Twitter account or whatever. They put their Twitter profile picture as the Bored Ape logo, and they said something like "fuck it, ape token Saturday." The first thing I did was I changed all my tether, or all my DAI, basically liquidity, into Ethereum, and I went to the Bored Ape page, and I was about to sweep, and I see that nobody's buying, and so I go back to the Twitter page and I realize that it was a fake post. And that just, I think there's a lot of people like me who, the second that they post that, they're going to be sweeping. So the closer we get to the end of Q2, the more that we as ACYC will be buying. I wouldn't as much say mutants or apes, but we will be accumulating some dogs, because I expect there to be some utility there. And even if there's not, there will be speculation. So we'll be accumulating some dogs. We'll be accumulating whatever we can, depending on how much they've run up. And we'll be selling, a day or two before the ape token launches, unless they just randomly say, "Hey, ape token in 2 hours." But we'll be selling right before it launches. We'll be trading the swings of the ape token, and then we will also be positioning into other NFTs wherever we think the money's going to be going. Because as we said before, ape token for the most part will be one of the last giant liquidity injections in NFTs, because all of the ape token will be going to NFT holders, and a lot of people who don't hold apes or don't hold NFTs will be buying and swinging ape. So they'll be injecting Ethereum into the ape token, which is controlled by NFT holders, and so the NFT holders will take Ethereum out of crypto traders' pockets, and massively assuming that that'll be put right back into the NFT market. And if you're an ape holder and you just got your new liquidity, and you know that that new ape's not gonna give you any more ape token, which it might. If it does, the scenario changes. We've accommodated for that. But if it doesn't, then you're probably going to go be buying something else or tethering. Most of us here are apes, so We're not going to tether. We're probably going to go spend on NFTs like we shouldn't, but we'll be trading those NFT swings uh, and things of that nature. So once that's done, we'll probably be sitting in Ethereum and maybe some tether. But aside from that, we have that planned. We also have World planned. You guys probably heard of the NFT Worlds. They're like 11 Ethereum floor right now. And the reason they're at 11 Ethereum floor right now is because in the near future, they'll be getting an airdrop of World token. So whenever they get the airdrop of World token, we'll be buying the dip leading up to it and during it, and then we'll be selling the flip. Pretty much every time there's an unlock or an airdrop of token, it dips massively and rebounds. So it's probably a quick little 50% to 100% flip on a massive size. And then other than that, we're looking forward in the short term to the X2Y2 opening of token claims. So X2Y2 is the new like looks rare competitor. I actually think they look a lot better than looks rare. Um, so yeah, they just posted a minute ago that they'll be unpausing the airdrop in 4 hours. So in 4 hours, if you have like 10 Ethereum of volume on OpenSea, you'll be getting 1,000 X2Y2 tokens, which at the current price is about $2,600. So I do expect, and only 0.5% out of the 15% allocation has been claimed. So I expect a massive dip, like massive. Right now it's at 250. I expect somewhere around 150, probably be at $1.50. And so we'll be, using a lot of our stack on that and trying to capture a 50 to 40% gain. We'll just be, reading the markets like we do. Heck, I'm looking at it right now. Looking at it right now, could go to like 150. So right now that's about 50% down from where it's at right now. And this is what we're saying. Like, we don't just randomly look for some new token to launch, or we don't just hear about some random stuff. We set up times, we set up dates, and we set up what we want to trade, and that's how we get the most assured gains. So yeah, going to try to lock in about a 50% profit there. Probably buy it for $1.50 and sell it for $2.25. And we'll be using a lot of our liquidity for that. But that's all we have planned right now. So we have X2Y2 planned. We have the World Token unlock planned. We have the whole Bored Ape setup that we just announced. And aside from that, probably looking at some Magic Arbitrum plays. Magic had a dip today. A lot of the stuff on there, like small brains and that type of stuff, is in a little dip, which is super welcoming because now people don't have to feel like they buy at the top. So we'll probably after the Bored Ape token and stuff like that, we'll probably be looking deeper into that because that seems like a long-term play to me. But yeah, so that's what we have planned to grow our treasury, and it's almost like a written investment plan for how we're going to, after the multiple 50% plays I just announced, plus the 3 days or 4 days of trading the Bored Ape token, maybe 6 days. I mean, it could be the most hype thing ever. We could probably get like a 3x off that. So 50%, 50%, 3x. That's a 5x on like whatever or like a 4x. I don't know. It's probably about a 5x on whatever size we are wanting to allocate to that. Probably about like 100 to 200 Ethereum. So 500 Ethereum profit in the next 6 weeks. So aiming for about 500 Ethereum profit in the next 6 weeks. And in 6 weeks, we'll announce how we did on the Bored Ape swings too. But that's pretty much our plan at the moment. And that should get us an inch closer to the 10 million treasury size that we are looking to acquire before the end of Q1 this year. If not, we'll probably be right under it, but it really just depends on Ethereum and how the markets want to play. I think everybody has the same feeling as me and other people in this space. We're all uncertain. We want to say down, but probably not. We want to say up, but probably not. Most likely scenario is just a bunch of crabbing between 2,000 and 3,000. So I don't expect a nuke to 1,200. I don't expect a moon to 4,500. I expect just crabbing and crabbing and crabbing until we have like a certain direction. And that's pretty much the market update that we have for this space. Bogert, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, we've gotten some questions where people who aren't as familiar with the protocol, wonder how all of our activity like that relates to the token. And something we like to stress is that this is phase one treasury growth for ACYC. So you'll see us do these flips. You'll see us make 16 ETH here, 7 ETH there, 50 ETH here. And right now that goes strictly to yield farming to compound those gains, as will always be our structure. But as the treasury gets larger and larger, and eventually we reach these milestones, that'll start feeding right back into our chart, where we're taking profits from that, and then buying our own token, and then distributing those purchase tokens to our holders. So, right now, the chart activity is more detached from the treasury. This is, what we would consider more an accumulation period for, just DCAing ACYC. Because, when we're at 100 million, 200 million, 500 million, a billion market cap, it's totally just the arbitrage doesn't matter whether you bought at 15 million market cap or 5 million market cap or 20. It's all just opportunities to get in early. And what we're building is something that is, going to last many years. And so it also takes, a significant amount of time to build that. So, you know, we of course are not worried about our token price per usual. Our treasury is performing amazingly. Our treasury is larger than many of the other farming as a service protocols that have higher market caps. So we're very bullish on where we're at. That's just to give like a sort of larger top-down overview of ACYC and how our structure works. So that's really it. We're kind of sitting on our hands to an extent. Sometimes the best decision is to just wait and be liquid. In this case, with all that we have planned as far as investing goes, that's exactly what we're doing. So right now we're just positioning ourselves to be in the best spot to capitalize on what's to come. And as we always talk about, eventually that'll be flowing more and more back into ACYC, the token. So right now, it's just accumulation period. Grab your bag, sit back, reflect. We'll be having more whitelist slots available for big reflectors. So this is a great period of time to build your way up to that 200 million token threshold. And that's an added layer of utility, for being here now early. We want to be giving our holders opportunities to, capitalize on these markets and the alpha channels already that they've seen plenty of gains so far. It's awesome dropping in there and seeing them getting in on early tokens and, NFTs, things like that. And now, whitelist opportunities are a way to make easy money in these markets. So yeah, that's sort of, I think, what we had to say this space is, right, Nate? I don't know if you have anything to add.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all we have to say. And maybe even for like the next week or two, it'll be the same stuff, just how we're feeling about the market. Maybe I have no idea when Ape's going to drop, but we're staying liquid until then. So maybe in the next two spaces, you might hear some results. But aside from that, it's just us sticking to the plan, sitting on our hands, doing little swings, taking some riskier plays, taking riskier plays with small amounts so we don't blow up our bank. And we've entered a couple shorts in different positions and capitalized on those. But aside from that, not comfortable enough to long and not comfortable enough to accumulate any positions. It's such a odd market at the moment. When I say odd, I just mean if you're making money, you're getting lucky. Dick Butts just mooned from 0.6 Ethereum to 1.8 or something. And we had MFers, another NFT project that just mooned from 1 Ethereum to 3 point something in the last week or two. And, it's one of those things where, yeah, it's kind of cool. And yes, we're all getting behind it. But at the same time, that's kind of irrational, investing in irrational price movements. But I am glad that we got rid of all the scam projects. Squiggles didn't sell out. The orbs didn't sell out at 8 to 11 Ethereum. So on one hand, we're getting smarter money, or people are getting more accustomed to what to do and what not to do. But that's also not a great sign as well, because the smarter everyone in the market is, the less volatility. So that's pretty much the market thoughts at the moment. And bull or bear, will be yielding massive profits, but we need one of them. The chop is where people lose most of their money. So like if somebody had like $50,000 when Bitcoin was at 3K and Ethereum was at $80. If they had like $50,000 when Bitcoin was 3K and Ethereum was $80 at the beginning of that period, and then by the time Bitcoin got to 4K and Ethereum got to $100, if they were trading between that period at the beginning and at the end when it got out of that bear, if they were trading between that, there's almost like no way that they ended up with more Ethereum or more Bitcoin than they had at the beginning, because in crab markets, you know, it's irrational, price movements. Yeah, you can get lucky a couple times, but if you get lucky, you might try to strike your chances again. So when you have these little crowd markets, it's best to just sit on your hands. If you feel like making a play, make one with low liquidity, or not low liquidity, but low bankroll. So if your bankroll's 100K, don't use more than 5K. That way you still have money for when you enter the bull, or you have money available for when you hit massive dips. So that's the only tips we have at the moment, only updates we have at the moment. Uh, but super excited. I've been mentally preparing for Ape Token for the longest time. Been thinking about many scenarios. You know, I don't know how the Ape Token is going to work, but I've pretty much planned out for each way it does. So if it works this way, we'll do this. If it's this, we'll do that. If they announce it like they did for Mutants and say, fuck it, Saturday on a Tuesday, then we know what we'll be doing between Tuesday and Saturday. If they say we're launching it in an hour, we just took the snapshot or something, then we know what to do as well. So yeah, pretty much just preparation for that. It's like preparation for the big match, and super excited to go at it. I think a lot of people will be they'll either sit on the tokens they get for holding an ape, or they'll buy tokens and try to swing and lose out because they haven't planned for what their entries, what their exits, how they're going to move their money. But we're here. We have our plans. We've been thinking about it for a long time, and definitely know that we'll probably be accumulating ape over the next 3 months after it kind of levels out, because I'm assuming it's not just going to be some world changing thing. I'm assuming that at some point it's going to do what Lux is doing right now. It's going to like 5x, 6x, 7x, and then go back down to the original price and then chill there for a couple months. And then some new announcements will come out and it'll moon. So that's our long term plans with that as well. We think about everything. But yeah, that's kind of how you have to think to make it in this market, unless you're just going to get lucky off something. But yeah, that's all I have.
Sweet. Yeah, I think that sums it up pretty well. I don't know if Nate, you think we could take a handful of questions here? I would like to keep this one shorter for everyone.
Um, I think just keep this one shorter. Make it
Okay.
30 minutes for someone to listen to. Not much new stuff. Not many new questions to be asked. If anybody does have any questions, find us in our ACYC Discord. Happy to answer anything there. For now, I'm kind of trying to move funds around for this X2Y2 dip. Like I said, in 3.5 hours, they unlock it. If you have traded over 10 Ethereum on OpenSea, you're eligible to claim 1,000 XY2Y tokens, which at the moment is like $2,400. So please claim those at 2 a.m. and dump them, please. And 2 a.m. is 3.5 hours from now. No, I'm kind of kidding though. Maybe don't dump, depending on how low the price is. Most of the time, it's a sell the news. It's not sell the news. It's the opposite of buy the hype, sell the news. So when you have like unlocks like this, a lot of people will be selling all of what they have up until it's unlocked, and then it'll be a bunch of people selling small amounts at a very low price as whales accumulate, which will be us. We'll be accumulating. If we accumulate and it goes down 10%, we're going to accumulate more. That's a happy opportunity. And then what you want to do is you want to wait for volume to get low, and usually around that time is when you get the massive buys coming in. Wait them out for about an hour, hour and a half, maybe two, and then sell for 50% profit, if not more.
Sweet. Well, yeah, that was great. And as Nate said, keep your eyes peeled in the next few weeks. Hopefully, we should have some nice master classes out on the ACYC YouTube. And thank you for tuning in. The spaces will be available on Twitter. It will be available on YouTube within the next 24 hours. And we will be here again next week, Thursday, as always. So thank you guys.